Welcome to the Spanish Phase 2 placement exam for the Department of Languages, Literatures, and Cultures at the University of South Carolina. In this short video presentation, you will learn about the various parts of this exam and how to complete each section so that we can accurately assess your speaking and writing skills in Spanish. There are two parts to this exam. The first section is a short grammar assessment. Based on your performance there, you will then be given the second part, which contains a writing and speaking assessment. The grammar section must be completed first, however. Next, let's look at Blackboard. You'll sign in with your network username and password. Your network username is the first part of your USC email, the part before @email.sc.edu, and your password is the one associated with your USC email. Then, you'll open the course named Spanish Placement Phase 2 2025. To open the grammar section, first open the exam folder, and on the next page, read the instructions, and then click the title of the exam. At this point, you'll need to raise your hand and ask the proctor to enter the exam code. And once that's done, your exam will begin. Once you've completed the grammar portion of the exam, you will be taken back to the main course page. You can then reopen the exam folder just as you did previously. And in addition to the grammar exam you just took, you will now see the writing and speaking assessment. You should click on the exam title to open this assessment. As you can see here, you'll be asked to complete the writing portion of the exam first. There are 3 writing topics to complete. Read each topic completely and include as many details as you can, keeping in mind that you will have 30 minutes to complete all 3 prompts. You're expected to use accent marks in your writing as well. We've included a list of alt codes used to type Spanish accents. To use these, hold down the Alt key and type the corresponding number from the keypad on the right-hand side of your computer's keyboard. And once you're done with the writing section, click Next at the bottom of the page to move to the speaking portion of the exam. We can now see that you also have 3 questions in this section. Each is a separate prompt or topic. Try to say as much as you can, as well as you can, providing as many details as possible. This section should take about 30 minutes to complete, but it's a little trickier to submit your work. To record your speaking samples, you will use an online audio recorder called Vocaroo to record your responses. Vocaroo will give you a link to each of your spoken responses, and you will paste the link in the spaces provided under each prompt. To use Vocaroo, click on the link in the instructions section of your exam. This will open Vocaroo in a new tab in your computer's browser. From Vocaroo's homepage, we see that there is one button available. You can click this button to begin recording. While recording, you have 2 buttons available. The left will allow you to pause your recording. Use this if you need to pause to think about your next sentence before continuing. The square icon, however, will end your recording completely. While pausing, you can click to resume your recording, or just as in the previous screen, by clicking the square button, you can end your speaking sample. When you have finished your recording, you have the option to record a new speaking sample or to play your work. Please be sure to play your work before submitting it to ensure that it can be heard. When you're happy with your recording, click Save and Share. Vocaroo will then create a customized link for your work. Please do not click Delete. If you do, your work will be lost and you'll be required to take the entire exam again on a new testing date. Instead, click the Copy button. Then navigate back to your exam and click Ctrl-V to paste the link into the space below the prompt. You can then go back to Vocaroo and record responses to the remaining prompts. After pasting the link to your last response, you can then click Submit to save and submit your exam. At this point, you'll be taken back to the exam's homepage where you should see that you have completed 2 exams. You can then log out of Blackboard. In closing, I want to remind you of the following. While copying the links to your speaking samples in Vocaroo, please do not click the Delete button. Doing so will delete your speaking sample completely. If this happens, we can't assess your work and you'll be required to retake the exam on a different testing date. While taking this exam, you are not permitted to use any additional resources or seek outside help of any type. The work you submit must be your own. Once your exam has been assessed, you can find your results on the Student Profile page on Self-Service Carolina. There's a testing tab on the left-hand side of that page where you can find all scores associated with your academic record. Finally, if you have any questions while taking this exam or immediately afterwards, please speak with one of our proctors.